Women are more emotionally wired than men. Men forget this, and a woman might be talking about topics. She might be talking about the groceries. She might be talking about going out for dinner. She might be talking about the kids. She might be talking about money. She might be talking about work. And he's focused in on the factual comments that she's making, but she's not making factual comments. Women are wired on the strength of the connection in a relationship consistently. If there feels a disconnection, she's going to come and talk about something practical to you, but she's not actually talking about something practical. If she says to you, you're always at work, or you're always thinking about work, she's not talking about work. She's talking about the emotional disconnection that's going on with work. If she's asking you, did you get the coffee when you grabbed the shopping the other day? She's not talking about the coffee. She's checking in to see, are you switched on to what's going on in the family overall? And that's a test to see if you are, or why you forgot the coffee. And so men tend to focus in on the coffee. Yeah, of course I got the coffee. And he's wondering, why is she asking me about the coffee? Or he forgot the coffee and he's like, I forgot the coffee. It's no big deal. It's just coffee. We'll get it next time. That's not what she's talking about. And so men don't understand the emotional content of the conversation because they're focused in on the practical matters, the logic of it. And when a man speaks to a woman, he's talking about the logic of it. So I'm not going to be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week, and I'll be working late. And to him, it's like, well, that's essential. I have to work late to get the job done to support the family. And she's like, well, he didn't even ask me if it would be okay. He didn't even ask me if I need some support. He's just assuming that I'm going to. And he's been working a lot lately. And so it will cascade for her. And now he doesn't even really care, clearly, from that comment. And then she starts in on him. And he's like, what are you busting my ass for about working? I've got to do it. And suddenly it becomes a argument about work and the fact that he has to work. To him, it's a practical requirement. He has to work to get this stuff done. To her, it's about all the other things that have occurred prior to this week that they haven't even discussed, that she hasn't even raised with him because she's just been putting up with it and doing what she needs to do to support the family in carrying on and handling everything. And so this basic miscommunication inside relationships causes massive dislocation in the connection in a relationship. See, people don't fall out of love. They fall into disconnection or resentment for what's actually going on that's never been talked about. And it's not until we understand these things that we realize we really have to learn emotionally to interpret things differently between each other. We might be biologically different, but there's massive differences in the way that we communicate as well. And most people don't recognize this. Hence, most people fail in relationships. It's not until you get that communication right, which is why it's not a logical or cognitive learning. It's an emotional learning. And that's why we hold events, to enable that emotional learning to occur. Because emotional learning happens in an experience, not from just watching some teacher or a video give you information. That's just information. That's not emotional learning.